Ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a channel that gives you a lot of educative content on how to do successfully Uber business. So that is a business that personally I have done, as a part-time taxi driver. I have also invested in a taxi car that I have given to a driver who gives me, I have mentioned many times here, who gives me some amount per day, or if you want, per week. Every time that I do a video, or every time some guys reach out to me, in most cases, they ask me this question: if I join this taxi business as a driver, how much money can I make? If I join as a full-time or part-time taxi driver, how much money can I make? If I buy a car and give it to a full-time taxi driver and, he pays me certain amount of money per month or per day or per week, how much money as an investor or as the owner of that car, how much money can I make? Those questions, I have answered them time without number on this channel. I have said, if you drive part-time, this taxi part-time, using the small cars, below 1300cc, you can make up to 20,000 per month. If you drive these small cars, full-time basis, 8 to 5, that is your job, you have the potential of making up to 80,000 Kenya shillings per month. But if that car is not yours, then the owner of that car will be requiring you to pay them up to 35,000 Kenya shillings per month out of the 80k you make. So if you are driving somebody's else car, then your income could be something around 40,000 per month. What have I not mentioned? But that is not enough. In as much as so many people are so ambitious to know what this business can give them, not many people ask me this question: what should they give into the business for it to work? And to me, that is a very, very critical question that a lot of people don't get to answer before they get into that business. Because I might mention to you that if you are driving your own car, full-time basis, you can make up to 80,000 Kenya shillings. That is a very attractive type of job, because even if you compare it to what people get through full-time employment, for you to take home 80,000 Kenya shillings, you require a job that pays you a gross of almost, that 120,000 and above. So a lot of people, when they hear that they can make 80,000 Kenya shillings per month, they rush very quickly to join the business. But this is what I want to tell you. Before you get into this business, and just like any other business, you must ask yourself, what is it required of you for the 80,000 to end up into your pocket? And this is my advice. If you are coming into this business, you must learn what type of business it is. If 80,000 is enough for you, if it is sufficient for you, then welcome. If you are looking for 200,000, 300,000 Kenya shillings per month, probably this is not the business to join. I have said that so many times. Secondly, you must understand that this is a job whereby you are dealing with so many different type of people, and hence you must be able to be very patient. You must be able to manage your emotions, and then you must be a person of very high level of self-control. Why do I say this? So many people are used to, they are being used to be obsessed with perfection. So when you try to go and pick a rider or that passenger, and you find that they are a little bit late, some people get to hike or to raise their feelings, their emotions, and then they become very angry, and the rest of their day become ruined. So they end up maybe canceling that trip, or having an altercation or a bad exchange with that rider, and then the trip ends to go very bad, and maybe the rider will report you to the app, and then your app gets blocked for maybe 2 or 3 days, and then you end up losing your income that you had intended to make for that month or for that day. So you must be very patient, you must be very disciplined, and you must really control your emotions. Secondly, you must know that driving, in as much as so many people have dreamt to become drivers of their own cars, driving is not an easy job. And let me tell you, if you ask anyone who drives as a career, if you find someone who drives to make money, they will tell you that driving is not fun. Driving is tiresome. If you drive, let's say from 6 in the morning all the way to 8 p.m. in the evening, in this city of Nairobi, with all the traffic situations that are there, with all the matatu who are giving you headache, with all the police that you have to beat corners to escape, let me tell you, by the time you go back home in the evening, you don't even want to see your children, or you don't want even to see your wife. So knowing that your body is something that can put up with that kind of fatigue is very, very critical, because I did it and I am telling you, it is not a joke. When you get home, you just want probably just to have a shower, sometimes even not to eat, and just go to bed directly. So that is the second thing. The third thing, or maybe the fourth thing, is to work with targets. Because in this business of Uber, you must understand how it works. What are the prime days? What are the prime hours? What are the prime seasons? What are the prime months? And what are the prime quarters of the year? Right now we are headed to December. December is a month, is a month of expenditure. The last 3 months of the quarter, everything from shopping of clothes, from buying of vehicles to transport sector, everything will increase in price. So people will be spending a lot of money. So if you have been, doing less hours, this is a quarter whereby you need to dedicate more time, more hours to driving. On this other hand, you need to know which times of the month, which times of the year should you probably try to focus on something else and only go online when it is peak demand time. So it is very, very critical for you to understand that a lot of drivers have different strategies that work for them. So after driving for maybe a month or two, try to see what works for you. What can you consider as a high demand period? What can you consider as high demand zones, so that you can position yourself strategically. And if you do that, I am sure that this business will work for you. The last point that I want to speak about is that of working towards owning your own car. It is very, very critical that immediately you join this business, you have plans to buy your own car. And by buying your own car, it doesn't mean that you will have cash out of your pocket. You walk into a showroom and you pay it cash. To some extent, you will have to buy that car on loan. And for that period that your car is on loan, you must understand that it is not your car fully. So you must not compare the money you take home to be literal while you are using half of it to pay for the loan. Because that is what many people are saying, that when you have your car on loan, then that business ceases to be profitable. In my view, it is still profitable, just that you are taking part of your income and spending it on repaying back that loan. But loans are not repaid forever. So after maybe a maximum of 36 months or 24 months, you will have done completing the payment of your loan, and then all the money that you used to pay back that loan, it will be your money to take home. And I want anyone to come here and tell me, a lot of Uber drivers, when they go to Mombasa and borrow a car and pay it via this business, they are able to raise up to 40,000 Kenya shillings per month to repay that car, on a monthly basis. Every month they are able to raise around 30 to 40,000, depending on the deposit they put and also the payment period. But still, people say that this business does not have money. On this other hand, after paying the 40,000, this driver is still alive. He is able to service his car. He is able to pay his rent and probably, do other things. But literally, he is able to feed his family and pay his rent. And that is the most critical thing after paying the loan of that car. Ask someone who is in employment, someone who is even being paid 100,000. Ask them whether they can be able to commit 40,000 Kenya shillings to repaying a loan. A lot of them are not capable to do that. Actually, most people who earn, let's say, 100K and below, the maximum they are able to set aside, is like 20,000 maximum. All the other, the rest of the salary goes into, recurrent expenditures and paying bills. So if Uber drivers are able to raise 30 to 40,000 and to repay their loans, in as much as not much money will be left in their pocket, it is just a proof that this business can give you money if you are strategic. But now, the next problem that hits people when they buy their own car is lack of pressure. Now you own the car, Nobody is asking you money. Whatever you make is yours. You don't have a bank that you are paying that loan to. You don't have, a Muhindi, these guys of logbook financing. Nobody is asking you money, including your partner. Nobody is asking you for money. All the money you get, you put it into your pocket. So people will have the tendency to lack pressure and have purpose or drive. So what they do is just to drive just enough. Whenever they get maybe 1,000 shillings or 1,500, they go home. But they don't work to get over and above. And that is also a big challenge that people who have their own car are encountering, because they lack the drive, they lack the purpose, so they just work towards getting just enough. But if they work with the same motivation that they had when they were repaying that loan or when they were paying that partner on daily basis, then their income could be, as much as, the business can offer. So that was my advice for today, and have a great weekend. Goodbye.